Hi dear students, I am your Srinivas from Sri Sai Sadbhavana School. We have completed the three lessons about the northern plains and everything. Now we are moving to the southern plateau, the fourth lesson. I will read the lesson. Our country consists of large plateau located to the south of the northern fertile plains known as the southern plateau. A plateau is an area of flatland that is higher than the land around it. This tableland is very important to our nation due to its productivity in agriculture and industries. It slopes from west to east. Our country consists of a large plateau located to the south of the northern fertile plains. When you consider India, here, here the northern plains will come. Here the northern plains will come. Below to this northern plains, below to this northern plains, this is the southern plateau. This is the southern plateau. What is the plateau? What is the meaning of the plateau? A plateau is an area of flat land. That means the area, the has a vast area which has a flat land. That means there is no mountains or valleys or anything. That is called as plateau. That is called as plateau. Here there is no more hills are present, but there is no mountains. Small hills are present, but there is no mountains in this region. The land is very flat. That is called as plateau. This tableland is very important to our nation due to its productivity in agriculture and in industries. It is very important in agriculture as well as in the industries. That means here so much of agriculture is done as well as the industries. Industries means factories. Big factories are present in this area because of this land is flat. It is very easy to transport the prepared goods as well as to transport the raw materials. What is the meaning of raw materials? The things which are needed for the factory to do the finished goods. To do the finished goods. It slopes from west to east. West to east, it slopes. That means this is the slope. We call this as the slope. Next comes to location. Where this location? The southern plateau includes three plateau regions, namely the Malwa, the Chota Nagpur, and the Deccan. The Malwa Plateau is in the northwest part of the southern plateau and lies between the Vindhya and the Aravali hills. The Chota Nagpur Plateau lies in the northeast of the plateau region, extending till the Rajmahal hills. The Deccan Plateau, as the name implies, is the southern extension of the plateau region. Where this southern plateau locates, as the name says, southern plateau, it locates in the south part of the India. Southern means south. That means this plateau locates towards the south of the India. South of the India, here is the Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea, here it is the Bay of Bengal. And this is the Indian Ocean. This is the Indian Ocean. In this region, this southern plateau present. Here, the southern plateau includes three plateau regions. Not only single, it includes three plateau regions. The first one is the Malwa. First one is the Malwa. Second one is the Chota Nagpur. Third one is the Deccan. Third one is the Deccan. The Malwa Plateau is in the northwest part of the southern plateau and lies between the Vindhya and the Aravali hills. That means the Malwa Plateau is in the northwest part of the India and it lies between the Vindhya and Aravali hills. Here the Vindhya and Aravali hills comes. Okay, so here this Malwa Plateau is present in the northwest part. The Chota Nagpur Plateau lies in the northeast of the Plateau region, extending till to the Rajmahal Hills. Up to here, the Rajmahal Hills are present here. Up to here, it extends. The Deccan Plateau, as the name implies, is in the southern part. This is the Deccan Plateau. Here in the last, where we are living in Karnataka, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, it includes the Deccan Plateau. It includes the Deccan Plateau. Once again, I will read the location. The southern plateau includes three plateau regions, namely the Malwa, the Chota Nagpur, and the Deccan. The Malwa Plateau is in the northwest part of the southern plateau and lies between the Vindhya and the Aravalli hills. The Chota Nagpur Plateau lies in the northeast of the plateau region, extending till the Rajmahal hills. The Deccan Plateau, as the name implies, is the southern extension of the plateau region. Southern extension means towards the south. That is the north place to the south, from the north to the south. So this is about the location and about this southern plateau, meaning of the plateau. Just if you want, you underline that a plateau is an area of flat land that is higher than the land around it. Next, here the important terms are Malwa, Chota Nagpur, and Deccan. You underline that them as the hard words. Next, come to climate. Turn the page number 26. Climate. I will read. It is very hot and humid in summer and warm in winter in most of the parts of this region. The rainfall varies from state to state. The seasonal southwest monsoon winds bring rainfall from June to September, and the northwest monsoon winds during October and November. Here in the last chapter, I have studied about the two monsoons, coming monsoons and the returning monsoons. First entering monsoons as well as the returning monsoons. The same here they have given. It is very hot and humid in summer. In this region, very hot and humid is present in the summer. It's very much hot. When you go to these last areas, that is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Andhra Pradesh, it is very, very hot. It is very, very hot. And in the winter, warm in winter, when you compare to the northern India. In northern India, the temperature is dropped to -0 degrees. The temperature is measured in degrees. As we measure the length in the centimeter, we are measuring the temperature in degrees. If it is 0, the water becomes ice. If it is more than 1 degree or 2 degrees, the water is in the liquid form. If the water comes to ice, that is the temperature is 0 degrees. When you come lesser than 0 degrees, the ice cube becomes a rock-like structure, that is ice cubes. What we call it, it is hard to break. If the temperature falls down, the water becomes very hard. If the temperature is high, it is in the boiling. If our body temperature falls less than some degrees, we will die due to the very cold. In the northern states, that is in the northern hemisphere, in the north place, that is Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, all those areas in the Himalayan mountains, in winter season is very, very cold, less than less than 0 degrees centigrade. Heavy snowfall, and nobody should come out like that area. In the day also, they are using the lights. Because of so much of darkness, there is no sunlight. The sunshine starts from the 12 to 2 or 12 to 3, that's all. In the evening, 3 o'clock itself, the sunset starts. That means we can't see the sun. But in our area, it is no problem. We feel warm in the winter also. In the winter, after 8:30, there is no cold. But in that region, from the morning to day, that means 24 hours, very cold. The rainfall varies from state to state. That means here the rainfall varies from state to state. The seasonal southwest monsoon winds bring rainfall from June to September. That means the entering monsoon will make the rainfall from June to September, what we are feeling now. And the northeast monsoon during October and November. That means returning. The monsoon is moving and once again it returns. No, from that season, in that October and November, we are getting the rainfall in this region. That means up to November we feel the rain. Next, physical features. How this land looks, everything they have given. Millions of years ago, volcanoes erupted in the northwestern part of the Indian peninsula and emitted hot liquid called lava. As a result of continuous volcanic activities for thousands of years, the lava turned into thick layers. These layers cooled down and formed vast stretches of highlands with a flat top called tableland or plateau. The southern plateau is triangular in shape. It is broad in the north and tapers down towards the south. It is wedge-shaped region. The Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean border the plateau on three sides, and the fertile plains bind it in the north. Millions years ago, the earth is not like this. It is like a burning one. It is like burns like a sun. At that time, there are so many volcanoes. What is the meaning of volcanoes? The earth. Inside the earth, everything is burning. When you come to the center of the earth, it is very hot. Here, everything is in liquid state. Liquid state means it is flowing. Everything. Here, the rocks, the minerals, everything are in liquid state. They are melting. When they are melting, if the heat is more, when the heat becomes very more, it will blast. It will blast and comes out through the some places onto the land, to the uppermost part of the land. This is the uppermost where we are living here. In this region, it comes out and forms the lava. What we call this liquid as the lava. These openings are called as the volcanoes. We call them as volcanoes. Volcanoes. Here I have written the single volcanoes. NOES. Volcanoes. Okay. This liquid, that emitted liquid, what we call it as lava. The liquid form is called as lava. Here, as a result of continuous volcanic activities for thousands of years, not for a single day or a single year, for 10 years or 15 years, for so many years it is continuous. As a result, this lava, one layer one time, second time blast, one layer will form, third time one layer will form. As a result, here layers of land are formed, like a tableland. So these layers cool down and form the vast stretches of highland with a flat top called tableland or plateau. This flat will form a highest, that means height land, that is in the form of a table, that means flat land. Not like a table like structure, it is a flat land which is higher than the surroundings, that is called as a plateau. The southern plateau is triangular in shape. See here, this is triangle in shape. See, when you consider, this is triangular in shape. It is broad in the north. Here it is broad. Broad means very large and tapers towards the south. Taper means sharpen. See, if this is the exact, if this is the shape, this is the, we call it as taper. We call this shape as taper. When you come to that, when you study in IT or went to the engineering, you will study this taper, everything. It is a wedge-shaped region. Wedge means we are using for to keep something. If something is shaking, we are keeping some packaging. No, in the shape this is. That is wedge. It is a wedge-shaped. That is triangular shape. It is we are keeping wedge. That is called a wedge-shaped plateau. The Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. Three are the boundaries. That is the ocean border, Indian Ocean border the plateau on three sides. First one is the Arabian Sea, second is the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean surrounds this plateau in three sides, and in the northern place in the northern side. side. So this is about the physical features. I will read once again. Millions of years ago, volcanoes erupted in the northwestern part of the Indian peninsula and emitted hot liquid called lava. As a result of continuous volcanic activities for thousands of years, the lava turned into thick layers. These layers cooled down and formed vast stretches of highlands with a flat top called tableland or plateau. The southern plateau is triangular in shape. It is broad in the north and tapers down towards the south. It is a wedge-shaped region. The Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean border the plateau on three sides, and the fertile plains in the northern side. Bind it in the north. Next come to rivers of the plateau region. Which are the rivers of the plateau region? Many rivers drain the plateau region. Many rivers drain the plateau region. River Godavari and its tributaries drain its northern part. River Krishna and its tributaries drain the central part of the region, and the river Kaveri drains its southernmost part. Rivers Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, Kaveri and their tributaries flow from west to east in the Bay of Bengal as the plateau region slopes from west to east. River Narmada and River Tapti flow into Arabian Sea where the land slopes. River Damodar drains the Chota Nagpur plateau and joins River Hooghly, a distributary of River Ganga. Rivers Chambal, Betwa and Son are the plateau rivers that flow towards north where the region slopes and join rivers Yamuna and Ganga. These are the rivers that flow in this plateau region. Still is there. I will explain this now. Many rivers drain the plateau region. Main rivers are the river Godavari and its tributaries drain its northern part. Here, river Godavari drains the northern part. River Krishna and its tributaries drain the central part. River Krishna and its tributaries drain the central part, and the remaining southernmost part, that is the tip where we are living in Karnataka, Andhra and Tamil Nadu regions are drained by this river Kaveri. Not the Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka are drained by this river Kaveri, the southernmost part. Rivers Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, Kaveri and their tributaries flow from west to east into the Bay of Bengal. West to east. From this side to this side. From here to here, they flow towards the Bay of Bengal. River Narmada and River Tapti flow into the Arabian Sea. That means these two rivers flow into the Arabian Sea, where the land slopes. That means here it has the slope. So these rivers flow this side. Here the land slopes this side. So these rivers flow to the Bay of Bengal. Tapti flow into the Arabian Sea where the land slopes. River the Damodar drains the Chota Nagpur plateau and joins river Hooghly, a distributary of river Ganga. Here in this region, river Damodar drains the Chota Nagpur area. It drains. Drains means the flow of water for the agriculture purpose. And it joins to the river Hooghly, which is the distributary of river Ganga. River Ganga is distributed into so many parts. In the northern plains you have studied. That is called as the Hooghly River. Hooghly River. So it joins to this Hooghly River. Which river? River Damodar. River Damodar is joins to the distributary of river Ganga, that is called as Hooghly River, and flows into the Bay of Bengal. River Damodar drains the Chota Nagpur plateau and joins river Hooghly, a distributary of river Ganga. Rivers Chambal, Betwa and Son are the plateau rivers that flow towards north where the region slopes, and the rivers joins rivers Yamuna and Ganga. See, some rivers are present here, that is called as Chambal, Betwa and Son. They drain this area and joins the rivers Ganga and Yamuna because that side slope is there. So they joins that river Yamuna and Ganga. The rivers flow wherever the slopes is available. Towards the slopes. The rivers flow towards the slopes, not towards the height places. So in this region, the slope is too what's that side? So they flow to that side and joins the main rivers Ganga and Yamuna. Ganga and Yamuna. Next come to our Karnataka Sharavati river. Here they have given, I will read. Juk Falls formed by the Sharavati river of the Plateau region in Karnataka is one of the highest waterfalls in India. When rivers flow from a great height through the mountains, they form waterfalls, gorges and valleys. The rivers of the plateau region are smaller than the Himalayan perennial rivers. The plateau rivers are seasonal rivers which depend on monsoon rains. Their flow reduces and they even dry up partially or totally during summer. Here they have given about the Jog Falls, very famous tourist place in our Karnataka. Very famous tourist place in our Karnataka, formed by the Sharavati river in Shimoga district. Jog Falls, formed by the Sharavati river of the Plateau region in Karnataka, is one of the highest waterfalls in India. Waterfalls, that means from the mountains. From the mountains, the river flows to the lowland. From a height place, the river is falling down. Here we are producing the electricity also. That is hydroelectric generation station is here. So we produce the electricity also. When rivers flow from a great height through mountains, they form waterfalls. That means from a high place, the water falls. It is called as waterfalls. Gorges and valleys also formed in these places. The rivers of plateau region are smaller than the Himalayan perennial rivers when compared to the northern plain rivers, that is Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. Those rivers, we are comparing to these rivers. These are very, very small rivers which are flowing here. River Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari. They are very, very small rivers compared to that Ganga and Yamuna, Yamuna and Brahmaputra. Because the plateau rivers are seasonal rivers. They depend on the rain. They depend on the rain. There is no any external source of water. There is no any external source of water like the Himalayan mountains, like the ice. For the rivers which are present in the Himalayan mountains, they have the ice which is melting in the summer and the water flows in the river continuously. But here there is no that type of source, any sources. So in the summer they may dry. The rivers may dry. If the waterfalls are more in the rainy season, the river will flow in less amount. The less amount of water will flow in the rivers. If the rainfall is very, very less in the rainy season, there is no water at the time of summer. During the summer, the rivers may dry up. The rivers may even dry up partially or totally during the summer. During the summer, there is no water at all in the rivers. That means these rivers are very, very small rivers. For example, in our Kaveri, when in the rainy season, it is flowing so much fast. When you visit in the January, February, March season, there is no water in some places. If the water is also present, means very less amount of water is flowing in the rivers. In the Jog Falls also, at the time in the January, February, they are falling very slowly like a stream, small stream. When you visit in the rainy season, what you are seeing in the figure, that is in the page number 27, like that we will see. More than this, we will see in the rainy season. But when you visit in the summer season, maybe sometimes there is no water in the Jog Falls. It is dry. It is totally dry up during summer season. So up to here we have completed the lesson. Up to here we will study. In the next class we will continue. We will continue in the next class. So please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.